thing came early, Mom.
In 2008, Facebook had 100 million users. Within a decade, that number skyrocketed to 2.32 billion. In 2012, Facebook became the first social media site to have over 1 billion active users. And social media has become popular throughout the years. Along its way, it has provided entertainment, information, and communication. It is also becoming a key tool for businesses to create opportunities. In this speech, I will talk about the history of social media, the positive side of social media, and then the negative side of using social media. First, there was the beginning of the social media era. The internet is the cornerstone of social media. Without the internet, there would be no possible way of having it. One of the first social media sites was 6 Degrees. 6 Degrees included personal profiles, and users could add other users to their network. Sadly, it only lasted 4 years, but it peaked to 3.5 million users. LinkedIn is also one of the first social media sites. This site's sole purpose is for users to be able to contact businesses and schools easier. Today it has 575 million users. In the middle of the social media era, Friendster was created. Friendster was an upgraded 6 Degrees, where users could share pictures and videos and post comments on other users' networks. Friendster was founded in 2002. At the beginning of 2019, they shut their doors permanently. Then there was MySpace. MySpace was the fastest growing and most influential social media site. Within the first 6 years, MySpace was making over $800 million. Even though it was a promising site, Facebook ended up replacing MySpace. And that's what leads into social media today. Facebook was originally just for Harvard students. Just 2 years after it was founded in 2006, Facebook was available to anyone over the age of 13. Their yearly income has surpassed $40 billion. YouTube is one of the most common social media sites. There are many types of videos you can find on there, whether it's do-it-yourself videos, kids shows, sporting events, music, or something to make you laugh. You can find it on YouTube. Then there's Instagram. Instagram ranks number 6 in the most visited social media site worldwide. Within its first 2 months of the site's launching, it had over 1 million users. Now Instagram has over 1 billion users. Now that I informed you about social media's history, let's talk about the positive side of using social media. For one, it is very simple to use. The main point of social media is to be social. If you have an application, app for short, on your phone, it is just one tap away. You can set up push notifications and receive updates and news. Another positive thing about social media is the quick information and education. Google averages 40,000 searches per second. There are over a dozen websites and apps that people can use as learning devices. Many schools are switching over to the use of tablets because it is so much easier and quicker for them. People aren't the only ones that benefit from social media. Businesses do as well. The more social media sites there are, the more businesses can advertise. Social media sites are like electronic billboards. What I mean by that is if there was a new stretch of highway built, there would be more billboards for businesses to use for advertising. It is easy and free to create social media pages for a business. There are at least 65 million local businesses that have created a page for themselves. And 83% of businesses pay to have their ads on Facebook. And lastly, an important positive part about social media is instant communication. At least a third of the world is using social media to communicate. A person can find out news within seconds. There are many forms of social media communication: texting, phone calls, a Snapchat, and a direct message. With positives also come negatives. One of the negative things about social media is the average person spends about 9 hours behind a screen. And then the more and more kids are procrastinating their homework because they're caught up on social media. The most important negative aspect about social media is cyberbullying. People saying mean things, spreading rumors, sending sexual content to each other, and fraud are just a few examples of cyberbullying. 1 in 3 people have been cyberbullied. Over half of victims don't tell anyone, and less than 20% of victims go to law enforcement. That means at least 3 of us in this room have been a victim of cyberbullying. Those are just some of the negative parts about social media. Within this speech, you have been informed about the history of social media, the positive sides of social media, and then the negative sides as well. Social media has become popular throughout the years. Along its way, it has provided us with entertainment, information, and communication. It is also a key tool for businesses to create opportunities. Although it has not been in the world for more than a century, it is always changing and exciting to see what companies come out with next. More and more people every day are signing up for social media. We will always know that as people's interests change, so will social media. Companies will make bigger and better things, and our social media today will become our social media history before we know it.